Hello students, in this session we will learn about finding y parameters in terms of z parameters, hybrid parameters and ABCD parameters. So look at this carefully. We will firstly start with finding y parameters in terms of z parameters. So the first step is to write the expressions defining z parameters. Now by writing these expressions in matrix form and then by applying Cramer's rule we can obtain I1 as delta 1 determinant divided by the determinant delta. So what we get is we get I1 in this form. So here we clearly know that if I1 is defined in terms of V1 and V2, it means that this term must be representing y11 and this term minus z12 upon delta z must be representing y12. So look at this carefully. If I compare this equation with the expression I1 is equal to y11 v1 plus y12 v2, as I said, we define y11 as z22 by delta z and y12 as z12 by delta z with minus sign, negative sign. So if I similarly apply Cramer's rule to find out I2, I get I2 in terms of V1 and V2, then this must be y21 and this must be y22. So look at this. When I compare the expression with this expression, as I said, y21 is this and y22 is z11 by delta z. So ultimately all the y parameters are represented in terms of z parameters in a matrix form like this. Similarly, when I want to find y parameters in terms of hybrid parameters, my first step would be to write the expression wherein hybrid or h parameters are defined. So I wrote these two expressions wherein h parameters are defined. We know all these equations. Now if I rewrite the first equation, so that I can obtain I1 in terms of V1 and V2, so that I can obtain I1 in terms of V1 and V2, I get this expression. So if I compare this expression of I1, expressing I1 in terms of V1 and V2 with the normal y parameter expression wherein I1 is expressed in terms of V1 and V2, I clearly get to know that this is representing y11 and this along with negative sign is representing y12. So that is why I wrote y1 is equal to 1 upon h11 and y12 is equal to minus h12 upon h11. If I substitute now this expression into expression number 2, what I get is this expression. And if I simplify this or solve this further, what I get is I2 in terms of V1 and V2. It must be in that case true that this is representing y21 and this whole bracket is representing y22. So here in this case, the term in the numerator, which is h11 h22 minus h12 h21, can be represented as delta h, So here I get, by writing all these values, I get a matrix representation wherein a relationship between y parameter and h parameter can be written. Now the similar thing can be done to obtain y parameters in terms of ABCD parameters. So I would firstly write the expressions defining ABCD parameter. Then what I would do is I would rewrite equation number 1 so that I get I2 in terms of V1 and V2. When I compare this expression with the standard expression of y parameter, I get to know that this must be representing y21 and this must be representing y22. So I then would substitute this expression I then would substitute this expression into this expression. So I get I1 in terms of V1 and V2 finally. So we again now have got to know that this is must be representing y11 and this must be representing y12. So look at this, y11 is d by b and y12 is bc minus ad upon b. So finally a matrix of all y parameters in terms of the ABCD parameters can be shown over here. I hope you understood how to obtain y parameters in terms of the other three parameters. Thank you.